Yes.
All right. Welcome, everyone, back to the third installment of the Platinum Code podcast. It's your boy, Adam Platinum, a.k.a. Addy Platt for people on Twitch.
I'm still Frank, and I feel sick.
And I am NiceGuyJusty.
So
And
this is our...
I just ate French toast sticks. Sorry, I just had
You
to.
ate French toast?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said how many, though?
I think it's... I want to estimate between 17 or 18.
How do you feel?
I don't feel too good right now, I'm gonna be honest.
So Justy is our first and honorary guest on the Platinum Code podcast because he has so many different ties with both mine and Frank's communities, and he's always such a great person to have in our chats that we just felt like he needed to be the first guest. So Justy, yeah, no, for real, you're a really good guy. You've been awesome to not only me but Frank and so many other people that are in our Twitch circle. So I really thought that this was the best person to start off the Platinum Code podcast because one of my main goals is to do more of a streamer showcase for anybody that is interested in new and up and coming streamers. So I thought maybe you'd be the first one to start us off with the podcast. So without further ado, this is Justy. I want him to take you through a little bit of his origin story about Twitch and how he got streaming.
Alrighty then. So obviously, like, me and Adam share pretty me, Adam, and Frank share like most of our community together, and I started Twitch mainly because like I was bored. Like, as weird as that sounds, I was just straight up bored out of my mind. It was like quarantine, prime quarantine hours, you know. Okay. And I was like, I want to try something new, and I've already had like the equipment. I already had like a capture card. I had a mic. I used to try to do music, but didn't work out the way I wanted it to.
Now, before you move on, what kind of music were you primarily trying to create?
Bro, I was a Soundcloud rapper for real.
You're
like
a Soundcloud rapper?
Dope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still up.
Okay.
If you guys can find it, I'm not gonna say what it is. Some of my chat found it, and like they're like, "Yo, some of this is fire, some of this is straight trash." I'm like, "Hey, I'm fine with that.
Dude.
I'm fine with that."
What was your rap name?
I'm not saying it. You're
Yeah,
trying to get that.
He's not gonna fucking tell you.
You're trying to get that out of me, Frank. Nope.
Oh,
you almost did, but nope.
Oh man. Okay, so the music wasn't working out, and you were just bored, and you're like, did you already have the equipment, or? Like...
Yeah. So I had a capture card, and I was like, I think I might want to try to make some videos, because at the time, I was watching like Mr. T Lexify, and like in his prime, like funny days, like when he's just like every video just made me crack up. I'm like, that's what I want to do. Like,
so what videos? Like, what videos were they? The round 100s, or was it before that?
I just think it was the Z House days.
Okay, Z House. So yeah, a lot of the Z House shit was super entertaining, especially back in the day.
And that was around when Garad Crovey came out, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember Lex could not get past like level 73. And like, I don't know, it's like a minute 20 video and of him just screaming into the mic and like and like slamming shit. Like,
I think I remember that. Yeah. It was it's hilarious. Yeah. I fucking love Lex.
Yeah, so like I saw all those guys. I'm like, I want to do that because it's cool. So I got a capture card, try to make some videos. I made like a Rocket League video that was pretty funny, but and then that was it. Like my equipment just sat there for like almost a year.
Yeah,
and it was just I had recently just scammed my friend out of giving me his PC, which I'll get to later.
That's nice of you.
No, you'll see it. I feel like an asshole for doing it, but you'll see. And I was like, I'm gonna try streaming it. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, I think this is like something I should try. I mean, what do I have to lose if I don't get anywhere? Like, it doesn't matter, So like I tried it, and we tried a whole bunch of different games. And at the time, it was like end of April. Yeah, April 30th was my first ever stream. Like, I remember the date. And I was like, okay, I just got this PC. I was doing Lego Star Wars. I was doing Overwatch. I was doing Zombies. I was doing Battlefront 2. And on my Switch, I was playing. I did some Animal Crossing for a while.
Okay.
And then, I was kind of like, I feel like I was watching videos. I tell you, I did my homework on Twitch streams. Like, I watched a bunch of videos on like how to like gain an audience. Not like the numbers matter, but like I needed a Kickstarter,
Yeah, of course. Well, that's basically like what I was curious about, is because like I did the exact same thing,
Hmm.
but it kind of took me a little bit longer. Like I had 29 followers when I like officially in quotes returned to Twitch,
Hmm.
and it didn't take. It took me like until pretty much June, like right before Battlefront took off,
Right.
to even get close to 100 followers. So I was like
I'm still
literally,
looking for my come up.
oh my goodness. but but seriously, it took me quite some time to really like actually like figure it out, because I just didn't know what to do
Right.
properly. So it's like it took me about a month and a half, I think a good 2.5 months before finally like it actually started working. So I was just
Yeah.
curious about that.
Yeah. So I really found like I found myself watching more Battlefront streamers and making friends with some Battlefront streamers.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, like I think I'm gonna stick to this because it's actually fun. You know, it was a
Okay.
fun game at the time.
Oh, for yeah, for sure.
So
For
like
sure.
I started streaming that, and like for 2 weeks, like the followers started coming in, like
Oh, for sure.
at the time, and I was
Yeah.
like I was stuck at like 12 for like a week, you
Mhm.
know, and then they just kept coming. And after a month of streaming, I hit affiliate, which was like phenomenal. I'm like, I've never thought I'd
Oh,
get
yeah.
like 50 followers. Like I remember that stream.
Same. Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
That shit took me a year.
It took, honestly, if you wanna be honest, Frank, I did this shit in 2019, thought it was kind of bullshit, and I hated it, and I gave up until March of 20, and then I
I'm
came
just
back
rolling with the punches. I'm still here.
to it.
So
So yeah,
yeah, and I rolled with Battlefront for about 6 months, and that's how I met Adam, is through Battlefront.
yes,
You know,
that was
and
something I
I
wanted to
think
talk
you were
about as
at
well.
250 followers or something. I want to say,
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that. We were,
around 250, 300. I think we were both
yeah.
around there.
Well, I was gonna say you had for a little while you had a pretty decent margin of followers ahead of me, and
Yeah.
it was like I was kind of trying to figure out like how does he manage to get so many like new people coming into the stream, because he like it's Battlefront, and especially at that time it was already like July. So June had just ended. Battlefront was no longer free on PlayStation Network, and like all the people that like started playing it because it was free started to get better. So I really wasn't shitting on anyone. I was
Mhm.
basically I was getting my ass kicked on HVV, because I only play HVV for anybody that watched me play Battlefront. But I was like, how does this man still engage and get so many new people on this game every single time he goes live? So that's when I was like, all right, I gotta sit in here. I gotta like raid him one day, just absorb everything, and then just go from there, see what we can take from this guy, and just see if we can make it work. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, it didn't really work for me.
But
I didn't really.
do you remember, Adam, the first time you ever rated me? Do you remember what happened?
Yes. So another streamer in Battlefront, Oscar Gerber, he was playing in an HVV tournament, I think,
It was
and
something like that.
I rated Justy at the same exact time Justy rated Oscar. So not only did my views not show up for Justy, my views didn't show up for Oscar either. Like it didn't give him the notification that like Justy rated with an extra amount of viewers. It became like Justy rated with like 13 viewers, and then he shot up 26 viewers. Like it was fucking nuts.
It had to be
So
perfect. It was like the most
yeah,
perfect timing ever. It was so
yeah.
funny.
And I've never after that I have never done anything like that. Like not even remotely close
Yeah, I
to
always
what
check before
that
I
was.
raid. I always
Oh,
check.
It kind of sounds like Oscar owes us some stuff.
No,
Looking at you,
honestly,
Oscar.
he's been playing Battlefront. He was on the Big Among Us crave for a while. Like
Yeah.
he was doing that, and honestly, I hope he's doing well. But
Mhm.
Battlefront to me is just kind of like a dead game,
Yeah.
and very few people can actually maintain their audience or even grow their audience from a game like Battlefront unless they're like super dedicated to Star Wars.
Mhm.
Primarily, ooh, my voice cracked there. Sorry, but primarily like Kylo Marks. That's another streamer
Yeah.
that I was thinking of. Honestly, Justy, before I forget, Star Wars. What what did you think about the whole resurrection of Battlefront 2 just to be cut short by DICE?
Okay, so this was like, okay, I'm gonna take it back to 2015. You know,
Okay.
Battlefront 1, Battlefront 1 is announced. It comes out later that year, and I was like, this is awesome. You know, I remember playing the originals as a kid, and I was pretty happy with Battlefront 1. A lot of people didn't like it, but like I really enjoyed it. I thought HVV was was good, and I thought
I loved
I
it.
played Blast more than anything.
I
So
loved it. Yeah. I
yeah.
thought the graphics overall in Battlefront 2015 were so much like better. I thought
Mhm.
the core gameplay was decent. I thought Battlefront 2 was just slightly better, but I think the engine overall was much better. I
Yes.
thought the look of the game was so much better. And honestly, I just wish they kind of kept some of those core elements in Battlefront 2, like
Uh-huh.
especially that engine. I think they had like some issues like keeping it running with like
Mhm.
funding or some shit, so that's why they switched. But
Yeah.
honestly, I felt like it would have been so much better if they, especially with the change of gameplay, it would have been so much better.
Mhm. So I thought that was like I played the hell out of Battlefront 1
Yeah.
2015. So like a couple years later I'm still playing it, and like I get a text from a friend. He's like, "Do you see the Battlefront 2 trailer?"
Hmm.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a new Battlefront coming out." And I was like, "Why would they do that like 2 years after the original one?"
Right,
So
right.
that
Because
kind
you
of like threw me off a little bit.
exactly. Yeah.
So I just figured like they did switch engines, so like they did have to make a different game. So
Right.
that is like that's reasonable. But when Battlefront 2 came out, I was very, very disappointed. The gameplay was fairly similar,
Yeah.
but like I literally had to buy Darth Vader to use him, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm not doing this. So I went back to Battlefront 1
Yeah.
for like 6 months after Battlefront
After
2.
BF2,
Yes, after
that's
that came out.
hilarious.
Yeah. So
That is
then
absolutely hilarious.
yeah, I put that game on the shelf. I'm like, this is I'm not gonna play this game till they fix it. So then I like Twitter one day was just like popping off about Battlefront 2, and I was like, what's
Hmm.
going on? They're like, yeah, everything's like free now. You just gotta like play to like unlock the credits and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, then I'm gonna get back into it. And then I did, and it just got really fun. And
Oh
then
yeah,
yeah,
100%.
it's just
I
like
remember
the
the
changes
first.
in the game too. Do you remember the
Yes.
original HVV?
Like the BF 2015
No, 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 no.
HVV.
2017. Do you remember what?
No.
Remember that it had a target person that you had to kill.
No, I didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
know that, to be honest, because I was about to tell or ask Frank. Frank, could you explain when we became pretty good friends? You had just gotten Battlefront 2. Could you tell Justy about the experience you had when we were first becoming good friends?
Is it bad? I don't know what we're talking about.
Battlefront 2, man.
No, I know, but like I don't know
Like,
what experience are we talking
like,
about?
like you got it as a present or whatever, and you're like, yeah, I can't wait to play the fuck out of this. Like
Oh yeah,
World
it
War
was
II had
horrible.
just, yeah, World War II just came out, and we're trying to play multiplayer a little bit. We kind of were on the fence with Fortnite, and like you were like, yeah, this is what I'm playing, like no fucking doubt. And then what happened after a week of playing it?
I don't think I ever touched it again.
Yeah, and you were like, this is one of the worst games I've ever played, blah, blah, blah. Like, I wish I could refund this, and I got it as a gift. Like, it was fucking
I've
hilarious.
kind of erased everything BF2 from my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you personally, I felt like you enjoyed it streaming it with me, and especially just being able to play games and consistently having something to stream. But after that little bit of time, I saw
Yeah,
the disconnect between you and the
I
game.
I fell off at a bad time. My Twitch could have been doing a little better if I would have stuck in there.
But Justy, I mean that honestly it makes total sense because you had a really good Battlefront come up, and I was just curious at how you felt about it.
Mhm.
And obviously it was such a good game, and you didn't want it to end so
Mhm.
soon, honestly, after just resurrecting itself. Like it was seriously something no other game can do, honestly.
Right.
And I think it would take leaps and bounds in any major game at this point just to bring it back to that caliber of resurrection like Battlefront 2.
Mhm.
So when you were done with Battlefront, like I'm putting the fork in the fat lady. It's done. It's finished.
Mhm.
What game did you want to like switch to immediately, and why did you want to switch to it?
Okay, I'll get to that in a second. But I want to go back to when you asked me like how like I was getting like my
Yes,
views
no,
to
that's a
pop
good
off.
one too.
You know what? This is so funny because one thing I did, remember I told you I was taking notes. They're like,
Mhm.
make your stream titles interesting.
Yes,
And I was like, okay, Star Wars is really easy to do that.
yeah.
So I started putting titles like Yoda just stole my lunch money. And
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say
it was
that.
like driving Lando's Lambo. And like
I was
people would come in from just that.
Yeah, I was very intrigued about that as well.
Yeah.
I was like, how does this man do it ever so consistently? because I would always look at the name. I'm like, what is this? Like Obi-Wan pantsed me or something like
Right.
that, or like just something interesting. But it did turn out to be that was a very good strategy
Yeah.
because not many people realize, like, even if you just change it up a little bit, someone will click on it just because they're so confused, and
Mhm.
they honestly they might think you're a little dumb depending on the game. Like Battlefront, that fit perfectly. Like
Right.
driving Lando's Lambo, like no one's gonna think of it. They're gonna think it's pretty funny, like
Right.
comical. But like if I hop on a game, so like Dead by Daylight, I type in FPS nerd tries looping killers.
Mhm.
They're gonna be like, why the fuck is he talking about FPS? The only FPS is playing killer itself.
You're
So
walking into my territory.
right. No, exactly. So it's like, why is this man saying this? And they would hop in with the intention of saying, like, oh, or thinking this man is stupid.
Mhm.
But those strategies are what I was really intrigued about. Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily thinking about like the titles per se. I value my streams as much as any other person that does this. I kind of try and make it to where if the game is able to be played with other people, I always take great pride in letting people play, depending on what it is. Because
Mhm.
obviously, I ran with Among Us for so long, about a month and a half. I think honestly 2 months of like pure and
I
utter
don't know how
grind
you
on there.
did that.
Yeah, I don't know how I did
Honestly,
it either.
I don't know either, but hey, we got to where we needed to be by November of honestly the end of October. The end of October, we had 1,000 followers. We did our first 24-hour on November 7th, and just from there, it was honestly I took great pride in my channel. Was basically like the community channel, and if there was a game, everyone would be able to play it. And honestly, I don't know if that was the best strategy, but
Mhm.
I also do still take great pride in that. And depending on what games come out in the future, I still want to do that. It's just a matter of I like to balance it now.
Right.
So what do you typically like to offer to your viewers as like your main like your spiel, pretty much the thing that people want to come back to your channel for?
Um. Well, that was one question I really had to ask myself when I was like switching games,
Yeah,
because I try to hold on to Battlefront for so long, and like
same,
there'll be moments where I just like
same.
I'd stream it and I'd be like, guys, I have to end. I'm literally gonna go crazy if I play
Yeah,
one more second of this game.
yep, I
So
high key
yeah.
agree.
So that all that was going through my brain, and I remember like sitting at my desk. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do?
Right.
So I was like, I have some options. I'm like, I'm pretty good at Overwatch, and the Overwatch community is pretty nice.
Right.
I was like, there's Call of Duty. World War II is coming on the rise again. There was like, I don't know if you remember, but there was a period like in like August and October, August through October, like World War II was had a come up.
I was about to ask you because I started doing that because I also really like World War II,
Mm-hmm.
but I was very curious as to like how you noticed the influx of World War II streamers coming back.
I would look up. I did my research, so I looked up on Twitch the games I wanted to play and
Okay.
saw and compared the numbers to like the overall, like you see how many people are watching the category
Right.
to Battlefront. And I was trying to find a similar sized community,
Yeah.
and I saw World War II had about 1.1k people watching at the time, and so did
Right.
Battlefront. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll try this out, and it did pretty well, honestly. World War II was pretty good, and then World War II I noticed was dying, so I'm like, all right, let's stay in the COD category.
Yeah.
So I downloaded Modern Warfare, and they had like shipment 24/7 for like 3 months
Right.
straight. So, and like I had a blast on that, and like I actually had fun playing that game and playing it like for people, and like with Call of Duty, like it's a staple game, so people
Yeah.
like almost
Yeah.
everyone has it. So like you just get anyone to play. I want people to have fun.
Right.
That's my main goal. Like I don't want like someone to be bored of my stream, because obviously it's not going to work.
Right. Of course.
So yeah, and you said like how like what's my like how do I get people to like to stay? Nah, like
Yeah,
what,
like the purpose, like what do
yeah.
you offer as like that main factor of people want to come back and see Nice Guy Justy? Like what is that focal point of your like brand?
So yeah, so when I first started streaming, doing my homework stuff like that, I was like what do I want? Like that was like a question going in my brain. Like how can I
Yeah.
get people to come back? And like my first thought, I was like, I want people to like. I was going through like a super hard time right there.
Right.
I had some like family issues going on, And I was
Okay.
like, I want a place where people can come and feel safe.
Oh, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So I started implementing that, and the name kind of fit. And I just like everyone that came in, I was like, hello, thank you for being here, hope you're doing
Right, of
well, stuff like
course.
that. And it's just like, it's like the simple stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then I started incorporating like games that people can play with me, and these inside jokes. Like I started like one random phrase I would say, and I would just repeat it like more like too much almost, and like it would just stick with people, and like people
Yeah.
would come back just to like joke around with that joke.
Right,
you
right.
know so that's like I would say like 60% of the things people come back for are by complete accident.
Yes, I very much so agree with that. And
Yeah.
honestly, Frank, don't you seem to agree with that as well? I feel like we have some people, especially in your chat, that come back just by, the little instances that have happened on your stream, such as like Sliv
People love Earth
building
Code,
Lego.
man.
Yeah, people love Earth Code. That emote is never going away. But like
Yeah.
Sliv, you get that story of like her building Legos.
That's my favorite Twitch story of all time, I
Right.
think.
Right, but that's one of the main reasons why she comes back, and like
On
other people.
ironically, BF2 of all games
Yeah,
is what I was
exactly.
streaming.
Exactly, my man. Like I feel as though Battlefront was a huge, huge component for the success of all three of our streams because we have some of the most influential people that we have
Mm-hmm.
in our chat because of Battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
And if it weren't for like for me personally, like I started playing it on PC, and if I hadn't met really good people like Minnie and then making my way to PS4, I wouldn't have met Spencer. Spencer is pretty much who linked me to you, Justy.
Yeah, I think
because
you did. Yeah.
because I would have never been able to have like found you unless I
Mhm.
really took the time to look through the Battlefront category. And obviously that's not a huge issue, but
Mhm.
like I would have tried to get as many different like streamers rated as possible. So who knows how long it would have taken to
Right.
find you if it weren't for Spencer.
Right.
I
But like,
don't remember how
go
I
ahead.
met you, Justy, to be honest.
I think
I know it's through Adam, but
I know it's through Adam, but I think I've seen you through Spencer's chat a lot because I remember
Probably.
we were making fun of your name
uh,
because you're like what the
Classic.
fuck, like, yeah, like that. So like
Right.
that's how I know you, but like I didn't know
I
you
just
were
go
like,
by Frank now.
yeah. So I don't know you were like IRL friends with Adam until
Yes.
about
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Another big thing now that you guys are talking about names, Justy, what is the main purpose behind NiceGuyJusty, or did you just think it rolled off the tongue?
No, that's actually a story.
Okay,
So
cool.
obviously, like my name's Justin, and like my nickname, like one of my, someone called me Justy once on my cross country team, and it just
Okay.
stuck. So people just call me Justy, and
Like it?
yeah, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't have used it if I didn't like it. So, but and then my freshman year of college, I was walking to the library, and this girl in front of me, I was walking with my friends, and this girl in front of me just trips and falls and like drops everything. And like I go up to her and I help her like pick her stuff up, and then like for the rest of the day, like, oh, nice guy Justin, nice guy Justin. And then yeah, no, I'm serious.
Superhero.
Yeah.
So like I was just like, I'm just gonna put the two together, like and it kind of worked out. I mean,
Right.
I like it. It has a nice little ring to it too, like nice guy Justin.
Yeah, no, I definitely that's another thing that I feel like streamers, especially new streamers that keep coming onto the platform, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, Facebook, it doesn't matter. Either way, I feel like the names are a huge component as to being more discoverable. And if you make your name either way too long
Mm-hmm.
with certain numbers, as long as it like, if it fits, like Noah J456, of course, like that fits perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But like names with numbers like underscore shit like that,
Right.
it tends to hurt people in terms of discoverability as opposed to names like NiceGuyJusty or Faakk or Adam Platinum. Like these names don't have anything like extra to it. It's just straight to the point. It's interesting because like for me, if I look up any Adam Platinum, I told Frank and I told the last podcast, the only person I'm finding is someone that does like visual art, and it's like it's like something along the lines of like Addy Platinum something. Yeah, it's like it's nothing even remotely close. So I am one of the only Adam Platinums on Twitch, on YouTube, etc.
Yeah, and like it's just like putting yourself out there and like being
Yes.
one of the only ones.
Yeah, that was ultimately my thing. Is like I want a name that stands out that could be a name that people can remember by,
Mm-hmm.
and also be one of the only people with that name, because
Mm-hmm.
there's very few orientations about it. Like you can type in platinum on Twitch and there'll be bajillions and bajillions of people that have platinum within their name, but it depends on what they're doing, like what with it.
As a
Right.
side note, every time I look up your name, Adam, whenever I like clear
Right.
my search bar to find you, it brings up Pokemon Platinum every single time.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Yep.
interesting.
Maybe that's a chance. Maybe that's something we have to bring up in the future.
Yeah.
God, I love Pokemon.
But Justy, how do you feel about like streaming right now? Do you think it's something that, everyone should try and do, or no one should try and do? Or are you in
Um,
the middle with it?
I mean, just as a person who just wanted to try it out and it worked out, go for it. Seriously, just go for it. Like what? Like I was never part of a community before streaming. I didn't know
Right.
anyone on Twitch. I started completely alone. Obviously I joined other people's communities.
Of course.
But
Of
like
course.
I knew no one that did Twitch. I knew no one that I was not part of a community.
Right.
And I had nothing to lose, and I tried it, and it ended up working out tremendously with me.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
like if you're on the fence about streaming, just try it. Let's try it.
That-
What's the worst? What's the worst it's gonna do? Especially if you say like, oh, I only have like a PS4. Stream on PS4.
That I
Like,
high key agree with that for sure. And I feel
PS4
like
helps out Twitch streamers so much. People don't even realize it.
Seriously, and that was something I really wanted to talk about too, because back in the day when like Zombies Chronicles just came out and like BO3, IW, and Chronicles were out right before Fortnite took off,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I would really like to stream, but I don't feel like I have the right equipment, or like
Right.
I don't want to get like made fun of for streaming on my PS4, which honestly was probably one of my biggest mistakes ever, because I could have already had something established in all three of those games at that point in time. And probably, if anything, if I hadn't grown super big within those few years, I probably could have had something as similar as I do now, but it would have been a lot less stressful. It would have been a lot like more paced out, a little bit more realistic. So I really like that you said that, because so many people are like, hey, I don't want to stream if it's not the best quality. And it's like at the moment you don't really need to worry about that. Like you
Dude,
need to get consistency.
there's so many people in the Dead by Daylight community that are on PS4s.
That's another thing too. Like you see them all the time, and like to me now, like I just almost it sucks to say, because you want to see them try and do well, but it almost hurts us, because it's just filling up more spaces of streamers and like filling up the category of potential people to like check on your stream. But you don't want to knock them for trying, because you would do the same thing in an instant.
You know, the thing is like I've always kind of worried about like, oh, like if I raid this person, they might watch him more than me.
That
But like
you
that's
have
where
to
like
be careful.
yeah, but that's where you like filter out like your actual like loyal viewers.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. I was telling Frank, whether it was on podcast or not, I rated someone. I rated Tevin actually, and honestly, I rated him, and he liked the viewers so much he gave them the mod status. But that guy was coming into my stream so much like at that time, and I lost him. And you know what? Like I looked at it, I was like, dang man, because he came into the chat, he's like, listen, Tevin modded me, and like he's like, I really like your streams, but Tevin modded me, and I want to be a good mod to him, so I'm gonna be in his streams a lot more. And it's like, damn man, like you lose a
Yeah.
good viewer, but like that they're loyal and they want to do that, and especially with good people, like you can't be mad about that. You
No,
really can't.
absolutely not.
So that's why like streaming is a big risk. It really is.
Speaking of maybe we can go into this a little bit. Speaking of mods, what qualifies a mod for you guys?
Yeah, Justy, why don't you start? I feel like you have a little bit better of an understanding.
I just like I am really really good at reading people, even if I
Yes.
do not see their face or body language. Like I can really filter out how a person is just by
Okay.
the way they're typing, and like what like their word choices, and like how they act in chat, and how they interact with other people in chat.
Right.
And so really one of my main things, I have like two main things. I have to know you for a certain amount of time, and I have to like know you personally outside of trip, like not like personally like
Right.
in real life, but like I would have to like talk to you guys and we had like play games together all the time, and like I know who you are and I know how you
Yes.
react to other situations. So that's how really I decide my process. It's not random, and I always have a list in the back of my mind. I'm like, oh, they would be a good mod, and like I always take note of the people who are like always there. You know what I mean? Like the people
Okay.
who
Yeah.
because like I there was like this one like this month where I had no mods there. So I'm like, you guys gotta start showing up. I'm gonna unmod all of you and mod new people. And then that ended up happening. And then I mod these new people, and then they just don't show up. I was like, what? I was like, how does that make any sense? It's like the mods like curse them. So
They want it until they have it.
yeah.
That
So
yeah, I really agree with that, Frank. Like honestly, I see so many people that are like, streamer, give me mod, like please, to every stream. And then the second you give them the sword, it's like they fucking they vanish.
mm-hmm,
It's like when the world needed you most, you vanished.
mm-hmm,
You're not the fucking avatar. Like you need to be here, man. Like
right.
there are so many people, and like the hard part is, especially when like as a viewer you got unmodded by a streamer, it kind of makes you feel a little bit awkward, and I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee that because I've seen a few people that I've unmodded,
There was just one
and
recently.
yeah, and it was like, hey, like I know that you're not modded anymore, but that's no disrespect out of you. Like I need people that are
Right.
for sure, like no matter what, like I could be playing Cold War Zombies, Rocket League, Littlest Pet Shop, like I could be playing any of those games, and these people are still going to show up.
Right.
I still have at least, I would say, 2 to 3 mods that are at least lurking. And now I have seen in terms of success, the more moderators and people like that are in the stream, like welcoming people into the community. When
Mm-hmm.
someone follows the mods, like welcoming them, it's like so much more successful.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you the viewership and the follow retention rate is so much higher.
Mm-hmm.
But like at this point in the game, especially in streaming, like you have to be willing to like trust your mods no matter what. Like I hate seriously unmodding people.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I unmodded like one guy, he for a few weeks on and off kind of like was trying to assert dominance in my stream. He was like making commands, getting rid of people's commands, like thinking it was better for him to do all of it, like so on and so forth. And then like I would get mad at games and they would keep trolling me, so I would end stream because the mods were making me mad. And I was like, you guys can't do that. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
play well, and I don't like the person I am when you troll me and make me upset. And he was just like, yo, when you have a big community, you gotta deal with it. You gotta do this, that, and the other. And yeah, you're right to an extent. But if I'm getting off at least 3 times a week, an hour early because you guys keep heckling me, as opposed to like just being somewhat supportive, like that's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then that stuff keeps happening on and off for at least a few weeks. He keeps leaving, coming back to the stream, and he's like, he just basically ignores it. And then finally, when I first started to do Among Us, like I did not care, and I still don't care. If you play Among Us and you are sweaty in Among Us, you are disgusting. Like it makes no sense. It is a party game. You should not be trying to be the ultimate detective in Among Us. It does not matter. The purpose of it is for adults to get drunk and just have fun and try some stupid shit. That is the sole purpose of the game. So of course, as a joke, he keeps saying like Adam's the imposter, he's this, he's super sus, he was doing this, that, and the other. And he was doing that for the whole stream. Finally, I was imposter. And then he susses me out, and I get voted out like wrongfully. Like I haven't done anything yet. I haven't even killed a single person or something like that. Or like I was doing something sus. And I get voted out wrongfully, so I kicked him out. And he started getting toxic with other viewers, like bitching me out. And finally, I had to cut it out, man. I had to cut it out. Like it was to the point where you have to establish that dominance between mod. And that's why I was really asking you about like how you do it, because sometimes I feel like, hey, I want to mod this person right now. They're super good. But sometimes I take a step back, and sometimes my mods will be like, listen, man, like I know you modded so-and-so, but like you can't just justify this action or that action as like a moderator role. Like you have to take a step back. So ultimately I would talk to them about that. And I like to be able to talk to other moderators about getting new ones in. But sometimes I just have that sort of disconnect between who should I make mod and like who deserves it. You know?
Yeah. Just to put it in like just to give you like a visual, one of my mods have been watching my stream since before I hit 50 followers.
Right.
And 2 of them, Higgy and Radish, obviously.
I love Radish.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. One of the best viewers ever.
I've known Higgy's been around since 60. Radish has been around since 120.
That's amazing.
Q. I've known Q for a while. I trust him.
Yes,
even though
I do too.
Even though he does piss me off sometimes, I do trust him.
That's Quentin though. That is.
Yeah,
Quentin.
that's just. I mean, I love him to death.
Absolutely.
And then I'm trying to like, if you're one, oh Hector too. Yeah, Hector's good.
Yeah.
Who else is my? I gotta look now. This is gonna bug me.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
sorry if I'm forgetting
No,
you. I just.
Oh, you're fine. Because I was just gonna say like
I like Q minus its football views.
Oh yeah, Craven.
Exactly.
Craven. Keaton, who I know in real life.
Yes.
Jay, who doesn't put up for anything. Like he'll ban you if you feel like banning you.
That's what I want too, because sometimes, especially in the beginning, my mods, I was like, are you guys gonna ban this this guy, or what are you gonna do? Like they're like, no. I'm like, why? Why are you not banning them? And I thought it was something wrong. Like I said, this is wrong. Get rid of it. And they're like, no, they didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, what do you mean? I said like ban him, time him out, whatever. And they're like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So I would go and do it. I'm like, guys, you have to like. I trust you guys to do what I need,
right? And
I needed you to do that, and you didn't. So like, that's seriously one of the hardest parts too. Is like finding the right people that at the end of the day, no matter what you say in stream, they will do. And I've had a few, because I want to start doing more mod meetings, but like nothing super like weekly or some shit. But I want to talk to them.
Excuse me.
And just say that like, hey, if there's something going on in chat, and like I know that you want to help try and grow the community to what it needs to be, but if someone like we had like 3 people post a copy pasta of a penis just like in chat. Like yeah.
Sorry,
no,
I would have loved it personally.
No, it's funny. It's funny for sure, but like get rid of that shit right away. Like you know what I mean? Just get rid of it right away. And that's stuff that I like. And then another big one that I'm starting to really crack down on is like self promo or like in quotes unintentional self promo. Like that shit drives me up a wall. Like, oh, I gotta go, Adam or Justy, I'm going to stream, so I'll see you later. Like all that shit. Like
yeah,
I get it. Like sometimes you don't mean it, but at moments it's like, really, why would you do that?
There's some people I'm very lenient on that. I mean, like all my like Higgy, he can say he's streaming. Radish, he can say he's streaming. I don't care. Adam, you can say you're streaming. I really don't give a shit. You know,
well,
like, I'm very lenient on like you guys. But if it's like some new guy that comes in, he's like, "Hey, come watch my stream. It's lit right now." I'm like, "No, it's probably not. Have fun with your like 12 followers, dude." Like, yeah, that might sound like really insensitive, but like, no, don't come in my stream and do that. You know?
No, I've done that before, where someone just like he said, "Come check me out. One of the best snipers." Blah blah blah. We timed him out and we're like, dude, we'll give you another shot since we're feeling nice today. But if you do it again, and then he just like spammed it 5 times in a row, like, come check me out, blah, blah, blah. Basically copy and pasted. So midstream, I went into his stream and like he had 3 or 5 viewers. And I don't like being toxic, but I was like, yo, check out like me. I was like, check out Adam Platinum, one of the GOAT zombie players, like, and check out, like, leave this nerd stream, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't mean to be toxic, but there comes a time where there's people that are just so disrespectful and they just don't care because they would rather see that fast little like extra follower or 2 each and every time you go into someone's stream and self promo, as opposed to just putting in an extra hour on one day, or like going live on the weekend when they want to go party or something. So it's just it's disgusting. It really is. It hurts.
And it's just like, what am I trying to say here? Like, I'm not trying to like be like, oh, if you have low followage, I'm not trying to roast you right now. But like if you're not gonna put in the work and you're gonna do that and like come to my stream and like disrupt whatever I'm talking about or whatever I'm playing just to do that, like I'm gonna retaliate. Like I'm gonna try to show you how dumb you look, you know?
Right. And that like that type of stuff, like I want to stop doing that, because in terms of professionalism, no matter what type of area I'm in, I like to be as professional as possible. And I mean, we're playing fucking video games. It's not like the most professional job, suit and tie bullshit. But like I want to not be that guy that's like, all right, like fuck you, fuck your family, like don't ever talk to me or don't even come into my like community again because you're a self promoter. But there's such a huge like line of like, you know that you're not putting in the work. So you're just using the easiest ways to try and get extra followers. And that doesn't correlate to viewership.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand that on streaming. They don't understand that at all. Like even the top people, if you look at their viewership, 0.1%. People think, oh, if 1% of my of people, if they came back to watch the stream, I'd be doing great. Like
Mm-hmm.
no, the top people have 0.01% of their entire community watching the stream at that exact moment in time. It's so small.
Right.
And they don't even take the time to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you're not even trying at this point. You're just trying to cop out, and you want to like brag to your buddies, oh, I got 100 followers in 2 months or whatever, blah blah
Mhm.
blah. And it's like you're streaming 3 hours a week. You're not
Right.
doing shit.
Mhm.
Like you're
You
putting
guys-
more effort.
You guys are a lot nicer than me.
Oh no, I'm getting to that point where every time I see a self promo, like depending on how nice they are, like in the channel, I'm just insta banning them. Like I
Mhm.
really am.
I had a
But-
kid come into my chat recently, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a streamer. I stream Brawlhalla on mobile." I was like, "Yeah, I have zero interest in that, dude. Sorry." And I think he said it again, and I made Sliv ban him.
Yeah, it's
I
just
was
like,
"Yeah, just get him out."
do you not get it through your fucking head? Like
Yeah.
you guys have to stop doing this. You really do.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't work either.
Oh, absolutely
if-
not. Even shout
if-
outs. Even like even if the excuse me, if the streamer gives you a shout out, every time I raid Adam, he gives me a shout out. I've maybe raided Adam maybe 12, 15
Yeah,
times
plus,
in the last few months or so.
Mhm.
I've only gotten 2 followers from a shout out.
I was gonna say, unless the link works properly and someone's feeling really generous, you're gonna like shout out just really doesn't work unless the community itself that you're like bringing your viewers into are just super nice. Like very rarely have I rated someone, especially like the other day when I rated the Danger Gamer with
Mhm.
like over 40 people. I think I got like 2, maybe
Yeah,
at max.
exactly.
So like it just goes to show, like shout outs don't work, follow for follow doesn't work.
Mhm.
Like just put in the time, like, and you have to be willing to do these things. Like you have to be willing to give the viewers a shot at another person that they may like more, just so that you
Yeah.
have that potential to give yourself a good name, especially in that game like Cold War. Seriously, we have the potential. We have the potential to grow so huge. We've seen so many people so far that have grown from like 5,000 to 11,000 just within this last month and a half.
Mhm.
We've seen people breaking world records grow from 2,000 to 8, almost 9,000.
Mhm.
And we've seen people like formulate friend groups that intertwine like rating patterns and growth patterns that generate the most success. So it's like at that point, just like analyze it. It really,
Right.
to me as a streamer, it really doesn't like seem that difficult. And I mostly
Yeah.
am always picking up little like tidbits from people. Like
It-
this guy does
yeah,
this.
right.
He always engages. He's playing well, but he engages. This guy just plays really well. This guy, you know, he has like interesting music. This guy has a really good personality. He's pretty good too. Like you just pick that up as you keep
Mhm.
streaming.
You know what does work?
What?
Being a kind person in chat.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I can't tell you the amount of follows I've gotten from just talking to people in your guys' chat.
Yeah.
Right.
No, 100%. Like Cactus, for example, he's a big one. I'm pretty sure he has close to like 69 followers. And the man has not even come close to streaming in his life. He's like,
Mhm.
maybe I'll do it in the next few years. Maybe not.
Mhm.
Sliv's
don't
another
know.
good one too.
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of those people. Like when she did stream, she was growing a little bit here and there from DBD, but like that's another person that I feel like people are coming to and following just because of how nice they are.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
seriously.
She's only
Yes.
nice to you guys, but yeah.
Being good to people in chat, especially, like I also take really good pride in being a decent viewer. I
Exact- yeah.
really like when you go into someone's stream, you absorb their community, you absorb their stream, you absorb everything about them that you can, but you also just make sure that you don't like say, "Oh, I stream too," or blah blah blah. Like
Mhm.
I hate when it's like a comparison too, because like sometimes I've went into someone's stream and it's like, "How long you been streaming for?" And it's like, "Oh, you're a streamer too, probably. No one asked me that besides streamers, blah blah blah." And they start comparing. It's like I want to like understand your successes and how you go from there and make your streams better, especially on a game like this or that.
Mhm.
And like just being a good viewer also helps too. I feel like the more I was in other people's Cold War zombie streams and actually talking to them, not saying like anything about my stream, making sure that they feel like I'm being a good viewer to them, I felt like I was getting more people recognizing my name and at least hopping into the stream.
Here's a little tip. Here's a little thing to keep in your mind. Do not talk about your stream unless the streamer asks you about it.
Exactly. That I really like that too, because people tend to forget. Like, they'll hop in and be like, yo, I just streamed for like 3 hours and got one viewer, Sage, and it's like, bro, you streamed for 3 hours. A lot of people at the beginning stream for 3 hours with no growth at all. A lot of people do that.
I will never forget one stream I had. I was streaming for 4 hours. I was doing Battlefront 2. Not a single chat.
Yeah.
This was like my third or fourth stream ever. Not a single chat.
I remember those days.
Yeah. A lot of those. Yep, there were a lot of those days, man.
I went for like months like that.
Yeah, I mean, you had an interesting one though, Frank. You did Thief Simulator when you started getting people in your games. Like, you were doing Club Penguin. You were getting followers, but no one was talking.
Dude, I played some nice games. I'm happy with my upcoming.
I respect it, because we talked about this though. You came into a time where streaming wasn't quite as overly saturated as we thought.
Yeah.
But like, it was about to just like break the world completely.
Dude, I played Blackout solos for like months.
Yeah, that honestly, such a good time frame. I kind of wish I capitalized on it, but I didn't have a PC.
I didn't tell anyone I was streaming at the time because I was embarrassed.
I know. That's seriously.
Look at me now, Mom.
Yeah, I feel so horrible. Like, we have a few people, Justy, that like I tell that I stream, or like about time, probably like everyone we know knows that I stream, and they're like probably surprised or whatever. But like, a few people are really supportive. Like, one of our good buddies, Ryan, he's like always. Yeah, dude. He's always texting like sometimes about the stream, and he's like, yo, man, like, you're doing really solid. Like, he actually talked to us about the podcast. Was like, yo, this is good shit. I really like it. And like, it's a good change of pace, but like, just keep doing this for you. Like, people will be here for you. So it's like,
exactly. No, that I want to talk about that actually. It's just like, eventually, like, there's like, going back to like the loyal viewer thing.
Yeah.
Like, those people will not give a shit about what you're playing.
Yes.
They will be there for you to interact with you. The game's just on the background for them,
Right.
Most of the time, Adam, when I'm watching you, I'm looking at your face cam, like, to be completely honest.
I feel like I'm the same exact way for most people that I hop in and interact with. Like, I more so watch the person than the game itself. Because truthfully, it's like, I'm not skilled at the game by any means. And you could be good, but unless I really want to learn how to play the game better, I'm not looking at the fucking game. I really am not. Right.
I'm convinced I have one of the most loyal followers of all time.
I was going to say, yeah. And here's another fun fact. If you have over 7 concurrent viewers and you average 7 viewers every single stream, you are in the top 5% of all streamers on Twitch.
You can check that actually. You can check what percent you're in. And I think it's Twitch Tracker. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And it just like, that goes to show that so many people play and so many stream with 1 viewer or 0 viewers or whatever at that given moment. Like, you're a lot better than you think. So give yourself props. Don't be too down in the dumps that like something didn't go your way. You're just getting started. You really are.
Right. And it's not like you're not entertaining. You just haven't been found yet. People just aren't finding it yet. Like, that's the one. Like, whenever I'm having like a bad week, like, I fluctuate. Like, I'll have like 2 weeks really good, and then 2 weeks of just like, it's moderate,
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I don't care about that. I've talked to Adam about this many times. I'm just like, yeah, it's been slow, but I know it's gonna pick up eventually.
Yes.
I'm not worried. Like, my regulars are there, keeping me entertained. If it's slow, it's slow. It's just it's fine. But like, I just know I haven't been like, a lot of people come into all 3 of our streams, and they go, you should have a lot more followers than you actually have. And I'm like, we appreciate that, but like, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there eventually.
It's really huge, because in January, especially, I had my best month on Twitch by far. January was the month.
January was crazy for me too.
Over 1,100 followers. just on Cold War Zombies alone, like we
Mhm.
did not play a single game besides that.
Mhm.
And then February, like Twitch honestly yoinked my channel and fucking threw it to the furthest pits of viewership. Like I got barely half the amount of like viewers, half the amount of followers, etc. in the month of February. And it was so, I'm not going to say demoralizing, but it was hurtful because it's like how do you, especially with the momentum that like I had, how do you go from your best month on Twitch immediately to your worst month since like you started streaming? So it was super like to that point, like these talks between both of you were honestly what kept me in there.
Mhm.
And like now I'm seeing it. We're starting March off with a huge bang. We
Mhm.
literally we had a super good stream yesterday. Outbreak is killing it for zombies right now.
Mhm.
Peaked at over 102 viewers with probably a bunch of ghost viewers, but still
How'd you do
we
today? I wasn't there. I had a class, but
we got, that's the thing, like that I did not expect it. But if there's more momentum, like it basically forces me or like makes me want to go further, to
Mhm.
keep going that extra 8 hours, go another day, try and outreach, because we're seeing it before our eyes. People are going straight from, you know, lower to middle tier streamers to partners
Mhm.
within months, you know, and it's
Right.
going to take months, of course, but the consistency that they put in and like just the timing, the strategies, etc., they're getting to partner.
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, you don't really want to focus on the successes of that and get that check mark, but it's something that every streamer wants, and that gives them a sense of like, maybe I can actually do this. Maybe with that check mark, people will think I'm more official.
Yeah.
Maybe people will try and hop in more. Maybe they'll support because now, look, mom, we actually did it. We didn't actually just fuck around for 4 years. We did something in like a fraction of what every other streamer does.
Mhm. Honestly, the
So
only reason why I want to become partner is get 25 emotes. That's the only reason why I want partner.
seriously, seriously,
I wish I had
I
more. I have so many ideas.
Yeah,
yeah.
same. I have so many ideas, but you can only have 5. I'm just like, come on, dude.
So here's
Dude, I
my
get
little
3.
Oh.
yeah. You got 3 right now.
Yeah.
Nice. No, I think that's pretty good. You got to work with what you
Oh
got.
no, I have
Mhm.
4. I lied.
Yeah, you got to work with what you got. But here's my little spiel. So like I've been seeing a bunch of successful, even like successful like TikTokers that have streamed on Twitch, and I click on them, especially in Cold War too, because a few of them I see, and they're not partnered.
Mhm.
And for months they've probably well averaged over 150 plus viewers. So that's
Mhm.
something I was really intrigued about, because a lot of people don't realize like maybe Twitch isn't the end all be all for streaming. Now, Justy, what do you think in terms of that? Like, why do you think these successful people, or these people that you know could easily be partner, why don't you think they go for the partnership? What holds them back?
Okay, so here's the thing. I think they from what I've heard from multiple people that are like up there, it
Yeah.
is actually super difficult for Twitch to accept you as a partner. And
Yes.
that's mainly the reason why. Like it's not like they haven't gone for it. It's like they've gone for it multiple times to the point where they just give up.
Oh, so you think it's more of like they've tried so many times and like Twitch is just like, no, not quite there,
Yeah,
like
I don't
fuck
know if
off.
it's a glitch because like they have all the requirements, or if it's like an
Yes.
actual person looking at their. Because there's not many. Like I think it's like less than 0.1% of every streamer is a partner or something. Or it
Right.
was like 1 point. I don't know, but like it's just like they don't get accepted. That's the thing, and then they keep trying. Like for
Yeah.
example, Reaper Eats in Scarada. I
Yes.
remember months ago he's tried multiple times. He was hitting those numbers when Modern Warfare was at its prime, and he
Right.
had 120 people in there, and I think he just surpassed 8K on Twitch, and he's tried it a couple times and he just hasn't done it.
Right. Well, my thing is too, I think Twitch, like they try to understand like a viewer curve, especially at certain points in the year, and they try to like kind of compare it to
Mm-hmm.
other partners on how they managed to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if some people, especially like these zombies guys right now that we all like try to watch and intertwine with, like they have just gotten to that point where they are averaging like at minimum like 130 to
Mm-hmm.
250 viewers at any given moment. So
I can see that
it's
being
like,
you in the summer, Adam, to be honest.
well, that's I'm gonna keep grinding for the rest of the season and just
Mhm.
and take it from there. But like, it weirds me out because I've seen so many people that they've gotten to that average so fast that Twitch has actually declined them within hours of applying because they've grown too fast.
Right.
And like, probably from like an algorithm standpoint, they think it's fake or something, or they don't necessarily think it's a fluke almost that
Mhm.
you're doing this. So they're
Like
like,
botting, like the people who
yeah,
actually bought to try to get partner. That's
right. And
yeah.
they're like, they're feeding you to the wolves,
Mhm.
trying to see if you can actually handle it. So it's
Mhm.
like Twitch is very, very like possessive about that, I feel like.
Yeah.
So many of these guys that you think should be partnered by now, they're getting cucked out of it, and they're like, they basically, yeah, like you said, they give up. Or the guy that I watched that just got partnered, he tried like, I think 3 times. This was the third time, and he finally got in.
Mhm.
But honestly, it was well deserved. From the minute I saw him, he had like 75, and it's only gone up from there.
Yeah.
So it's just like, do you want to keep trying it, or do you not want to keep trying it? Like, I feel as though if you take into consideration the other platforms, because I think with like applying for partnership, you can say like, I'm growing on other platforms too. Like, I'm not just growing on here.
Right.
And I think they put that into consideration. But I've seen so many people already that have like 150 plus viewers, and they're arguably some of the most influential users on TikTok for Call of Duty,
Mhm.
and they're just not partnered.
Right.
So it's like, for me personally, I get a little scared because certainly I would love to. Like, at very worst, like my YouTube just doesn't really do anything, or like nothing intrigues me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would love to say, hey, I'm a Twitch partner. I busted my balls to get to Twitch, like the partnership.
Mhm.
But something tells me that you kind of, as a streamer, sell yourself short if you become a Twitch partner and you don't expand to YouTube streaming. And the sole person that I think of is Pack-a-Puncher for that
Yeah.
reason. Because Pack-a-Puncher has 2.4 million YouTube subscribers,
Mhm.
and he streams the new Fortnite updates. And honestly, he doesn't stream nearly as much on his YouTube now as he does on Twitch. But he's probably making more revenue as a streamer now doing both at the same time than he would just on YouTube.
Right.
So it's like, do you think, Justy, that people should take a step back and figure that, like, put that into perspective? Or do you think that the moment's here, maybe you just apply, and if you get in first try, you do the Twitch partnership?
I think you should apply if you don't get in. Don't try again like right away. Like
Okay.
if you don't get in right away, Twitch probably sees something. Like say like you may have averaged 75
Right, on the dot.
in the last month, but in November and December he dropped from 75 to 60.
Right.
And then it came back up. He was hitting 100, 150. So like they'll probably look at they say 30 days, but they probably look at the stats from all year round.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
definitely.
and it's just like
Definitely.
especially like this new stream, like let's say like for example, Logic was a partner within 3 weeks.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
he's very famous. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm
a
saying.
no-brainer.
If you're already famous, like that's not gonna be a problem. So that's why it seems so easy for some people.
Right.
Like some people, for example, Alpha BF2.
Okay.
He's a partner, and I think he said it was like very hard for him to actually get accepted in.
Yeah.
So and some people just get lucky; they get accepted in first try, like no problem. So
Yeah. Okay. That was good. So, Justy, one thing that I want to actually talk about before we wrap up the stream is that, oh, sorry, the podcast. Sorry,
Oh.
I'm so used to it. But before we wrap up the podcast, is you do a little bit of ghost hunting outside of stream.
Yes, I do.
So I want you to kind of, dabble into that. Tell us a little bit about those like moments.
So it all started. I've always like grown up with ghosts in the house. Like
Okay.
my old house that we lived in when I was like 5. Like my parents say, I would like look in a corner and say, "Oh, there's Robert," and then like a couple days later, I'd look into a different room. I go, "Oh, there's Bobby."
Yeah.
Like what child knows that Robert and Bobby are like the same name? So that kind of started like like I've always been like interested in that stuff. And when we moved to my house a little bit ago, not a little bit, like it was like 20 years ago, let's be honest. like we had this little boy, like little boy ghost that's been in the house for a long time, to the point where like we found out who he was, found out where he's buried, stuff like that. So all that stuff's always intrigued me, and I watched this show on Travel Channel. I watch Ghost Adventures all the time because I mean sometimes I think that shit's fake, but
There's about to ask, like,
yeah.
your experience compared to those. What do you think of those shows?
Obviously they go to places that are like much more extreme than my house. Like this kid, like the kid in my house would like touch us, open a cabinet, that's it. You know, we hear him laugh every time and again. But as opposed to these guys, I've seen like one of their evidence I cannot debunk. Like this ceiling fan that was like removed from the ceiling, it was just like sitting there, was thrown across the room. I still to this day I watch that like frequently. I'm like, I don't know if they could like, how do you fake that, you know?
Yeah.
Especially because ceiling fans are like heavy, you know?
They're not
so
fucking light.
But there's one show called Destination Fear, which is a newer one, and it's like these 4 like friends around our age go to these abandoned places, and obviously they investigate, but they stay the night. And that's like I was kind of like, okay, I want to get into that. So like last summer I bought some equipment, got an IR camera.
Okay.
Got an IR camera, got some walkie-talkies, and you know the basic stuff, nothing too expensive. And we just started messing around with it. We went to some places. Went to like a place. This is a place called Squire's Castle that has reports of like voices in the woods that are behind it, and like red glowing eyes in the castle. We didn't really catch anything there. We thought we caught voices, but like it's the woods, so it could have been anything. Could have been like a deer or something. But I will say the scariest experience I've ever had. Before I get into that, I actually had a date set up to investigate this abandoned jail called the Licking County Jail in Ohio. I was supposed to go there in January, and they canceled on me because of COVID.
Damn.
And I was like, dang, that would have been like awesome.
Yeah,
you know, that would have been great.
I would have been intrigued by that.
But there was
been a cool IRL stream.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
So the plan was to like make a YouTube video, go on investigations at least once a week, try to see what we can do. But obviously this summer, like school's kicking my ass right now, so I can't really like do it right now. But like this summer, I'm gonna be looking for more locations around Ohio, all that good stuff. But I would say the scariest experience I've ever had was actually in my own house. And this was something I've never experienced before, and it was like a once and only once thing, and it was the weirdest thing. So it was over. It was literally like 3 weeks after we got the equipment got delivered, and me and my girlfriend and my dad were sitting in our kitchen, and like we're all talking, and like I hear something, like I'm like, everyone shut up, and like everyone just stops talking, and I hear legit a girl singing upstairs, and I'm like, okay, this is weird because we never like had an experience with like some kind of girl entity before. So I'm like, okay, like I was like, there's something going on here. And like before that room just felt heavy. Like I don't know if you guys ever had like any experiences, but I felt like there was something like not nice in there at all.
Right.
And I was just it was kind of scary. Like Cheyenne, my girlfriend, like would sprint past the door of the room because
that's interesting.
Because like
that really is.
Yeah, we all felt it. And it was bad. So Cheyenne left because it was like 12:01 in the morning, and
Damn.
And like I'm just sitting there, I'm like, Dad, I kind of want to check this out. And he's like, okay. So I got the camera, and he's recording me, and we have these things called dowsing rods, which are like aluminum rods that are shaped like an L, and you hold them facing outward. So both of these rods are facing outward, and you're not supposed to move your hands. And if they cross, it means yes, and if they stay still, it means no. Or if they go the opposite direction, it means no. Okay. So it's like a yes or no communication system. So
okay. That's really cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so that's like a one of an old fashioned way. Like obviously we don't have like very expensive equipment. I actually have them here with me at school, just in case I want to go somewhere. But I'm using these things asking questions, and I go like, and we walk into the room, and the second we walk in, it's just like you just feel it. You're just like, what? You're just like, what the hell is in here right now, you know? And I'm holding these dowsing rods. I'm like, was that you singing up here? And they cross, and I was like, okay. And then they uncross by themselves, which kind of like scared me because like if I were to do it by myself, I like there's no way I can uncross them, you know.
Okay.
So like, because I would have to tilt my wrist inward and then outward, and this is all on camera, so you would be able to see it on camera.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I still have the footage too. I still have all this. Yeah.
Oh man.
So I'm asking these questions. Like, I was like, "Are you the boy?" Nothing. I go, "Are you a girl?" And they cross, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, because I was like, I think I hear a girl singing upstairs. I'm getting goosebumps on the story. And then I was like, "Did you live in the house?" They went outward. So means no. I'm like, "Did you live on the property?" And they crossed. And I was like, that's interesting, because there used to be, back in mid 1800s, the property lines were all different for where our neighborhood is at right now. So like land was obviously much bigger, stuff like that.
Okay.
And I asked, I'm like, should we be scared of you? We got nothing. And then I was like, are you scared of us? And they cross. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like, usually, like, it's the other way around. Like, they want you to be scared of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, they said they're not scared of us. And the second I asked that, behind me, you see this little, like, anomaly thing, kind of looks like a hand, go from my shoulder all the way down, like, past my butt. And it's all on camera. And, like, I remember, like, right after we did that, we go onto the computer, watch everything, and we saw that. And I go, Dad, what the hell is that? And like, he starts like freaking out, and I start freaking out, and we're like, we've never seen that before. I might have to show it on stream one day. I have all that with me, but
that was a big thing I was about to ask you, is like, would you consider, implementing ghost hunting into your stream? I know that it might not be the most like optimal, because you're gonna have to set it up like more of like a GoPro helmet on your phone and just stream that way. But honestly, I feel like that's such an interesting thing that, I would assume at this point very minimal, if any, people would do it on Just Chatting, or like such a small community.
Yeah.
So
if I ever get the equipment, I would love to stream it. But for now, I think I would just keep it as like a YouTube series.
Okay. I think that's a good idea too, because honestly, YouTube with that stuff could work so well. And I feel like at any point, ghost hunting or paranormal activity of that sort, especially if done right, and like it's kind of like shown on like during Halloween or anything like festive with like the paranormal, I think it could work well with the algorithm, and not necessarily like beat it, but like work well with it, where it could generate you some success. That's awesome though.
And I think
she's
like
a strong ass ghost.
Yeah, thanks for the nightmares.
Yeah, okay. You want to hear the weirdest thing about that though? After that day, I have never felt anything like that, like, ever again. Like, I walk past that room, everything is okay.
Yeah, she had to have been strong, or like a strong-minded individual, because you said that you can't undo those like rods by yourself. Like, you need someone else to help you.
Yeah, like you can clearly see if you move them. Like with your thumb, you'll see it on the camera. If it's with your wrist, you'll see it on the camera, like if it's moving. I'm standing there still, and it just does it. I think I'll send you guys the video. Maybe you could put it in the podcast. So
okay,
we could work it in.
Yeah, we could try and see if we get that in there.
Yeah, so I'll send you guys the video. I think it's on the camera. I don't think it's on like an SD card, but I'm pretty sure it's on the camera. I'm gonna look after we get off here. But
cool.
Yeah, that was like the scariest like experience I've ever had. Just like I've never like that's the first time, like first and last time we've ever like had experience with that girl. It was weird.
Yeah, so maybe that was just like a once in like a blue moon. Maybe she'll come back in the near future.
Yeah,
but like kind of, she's probably just going through the property like area, kind of just like making herself known. Maybe like going around that like property line. Excuse me, but maybe going around that property line could like, and just talking. Maybe you can like communicate with other people about their experiences. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something I definitely want to pursue more in the future.
For sure.
It's just like COVID kind of like screwed me over.
Yeah.
Because I had like a plan going. Like I had emailed a bunch of different places, like old mansions. There's this one place called Madison Seminary. It's like a abandoned seminary. It's like one of the most haunted places in Ohio. It's like 20 minutes away from where I live. So it's like why wouldn't I want to go there?
Right. Yeah. Right.
But,
Frank, do you have
yeah.
anything you wanted to ask Justine primarily, like in
Um,
terms of streaming or anything of that nature?
I got one question before we go into our ending segment.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
What made you want to grow the hair out, Justy?
Oh, okay. Great question. Great question. So, I've always been made fun of because in high school I had like 5 different hairstyles. So like I've never had like long hair, and sophomore year of college I decided to like try my hand at hockey. I've never played before, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. And I was to start growing my hair out, just trying to get that flow going. And I was like, it's
Oh,
only
yeah.
yeah. I was like, it's only like a temporary thing, but I ended up like liking it a lot, you know. And
Okay.
it's just kind of just stuck, and you know.
I respect that
I
for
kind of
sure.
figured that was the reasoning.
Yeah, that's 100% the reason.
No, I like that a lot. I tried doing the Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah.
mullet from the Joker, and Chloe absolutely fucking hated it. And it was like
Yeah.
it was going on 10 months
I
where it was
remember.
nothing. So like my boss hated it, my mom hated it, literally everyone except me hated this shit. And then I was getting ready for like graduation pictures because graduation was approaching in 2020, and I got a cut, and then nothing really happened. I could have gone a whole year with trying to grow my hair just down the drain because of COVID, but
Yeah.
damn, man.
Yeah.
It's funny how
Damn.
hair is. Like
Yeah.
it took me
Yeah.
so long to figure out my hairstyle in high school. It like one day I just fucked with it in the bathroom and I was like, all right, this is gonna be it. And that's been my haircut
Yep,
for like 5 years.
looks good. Oh man. All right, Justy, one of the final things that I have for you before we go into our closing segment is, where do you envision yourself really in the next 5 years? Realistically, where do you see yourself?
The next 5 years. To be honest, I don't know if I'll still be streaming because honestly, we're still playing that month by month. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so you're like you're kind of doing it month by month.
Mhm.
Because I know a lot of you base your successes around the like true OGs of your stream, and like
Yeah.
people that are dedicated to your stream.
Yeah.
And I know you said you never really want like a, I don't know, like a fucking ninja success, or like
Mhm.
anybody with like 100 plus, like hundreds and hundreds of viewers, almost like thousands.
Mhm.
I know you said that that's not really like your full intention right
Mhm.
now, but where do you see anything in terms of content? Do you see like just you not really falling off the face of the earth, but like you kind of just slowly taking a step back? Like what do you envision?
Well, let's be realistic here. I'm graduating December of next year, and I'm gonna have a teaching degree. And usually, when you get a
Okay.
teaching degree, you're put into the field almost immediately.
Right,
So you know,
for sure.
teachers are there Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. or like 7 a.m. to like 5. You know, and
Yeah.
I have to think like there's like a lot of things that teachers aren't allowed to do. You know, and I think that's letting up a little bit because you see a lot of teachers on TikTok. So
Yes.
I can use that as a leverage. But like I want Twitch to be a part of like my private life.
Okay.
Like I don't want my students knowing about it. And I mean, obviously I'm gonna go for like the lower ages where
Yeah.
they're under 13, so like they're not allowed on it anyways. So that's primarily the reason why like I don't do YouTube streaming too. So
Oh, okay. So, do you
because
think that if you do YouTube streaming, it would give you a better likelihood of being discovered by your potential like students?
yeah, I think so, because YouTube's a lot easier to use, to be honest.
Yes, no,
Twitch is
that
complicated.
very, very much so. But like for certain things, for sure, I feel like it's so much
Yeah.
easier. And then the stuff they get into right away, you could
Mm-hmm.
easily, with the rate gaming is growing and expanding, and the younger and younger influencers are starting.
Mm-hmm.
I very much so, I do
Yeah.
see that being a potential like issue, especially
Mm-hmm.
pursuing a career like that.
Right. And you know, and with personal stuff, obviously I want to establish myself with a career, get like a decently paying job. Me and Cheyenne are moving in with each other next December, January.
Okay.
Obviously I want to start like thinking about like starting a family, you know, getting married, obviously, all that stuff.
Okay. No,
Um,
that's really, really cool. Honestly, I
yeah.
feel like all three of us are in the same boat. Me personally, I've just felt this like connection with the streams,
Mm-hmm.
and like just honestly, I want to build something bigger than me, and I've always wanted to build something bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So like my biggest concern, because I'm almost a year away from being graduated from school,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously my life hasn't been too great outside of everything else besides the stream. Like the stream has been the only thing
Mm-hmm.
that has brought me like pure utter happiness in the last 7 months since
Mm-hmm.
like June started. And like I want to establish something bigger than me, and
Right.
I want to do whatever it takes to be able to try and get that possible, like, and being able to be a content creator, because there's so many people that we've seen, especially like the Dr. Lupos, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like so many other faces, but like they had full-time jobs, and then all it really took was one game. Like they streamed Destiny a lot, and like he had a huge community on Destiny, but then Fortnite came out and just like sent him and like basically transcended the stream for him.
Right.
And it's like, I feel that if like as a streamer you sell yourself out to that potential, you're gonna miss the biggest green light for something bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was just curious, because
Yeah.
for future guests on the stream, because obviously the first one, I want to know what they have like in store. Obviously, we're similar. Like I want to get something that's full time to where I can make a good enough wage to be able to be out on my own, like
Mm-hmm.
live on my own with my girlfriend, and
Mm-hmm.
then try and take streaming on from being an adult standpoint on my own.
Yeah. I don't want you to get the impression like I'm giving up. Obviously,
No,
I'm never.
definitely, you're
I'm never gonna
definitely
give
not.
up. Like Twitch is probably like, other than Cheyenne, this is like the best thing that ever happened to me. And
Right,
like when I
right.
started, like I never like imagined to have like such a positive and great community like behind me.
Yeah, yeah.
Am
That,
I the only one that doesn't want to blow up on Twitch?
Low key, I'm kind of scared too. Like,
You
to
can
be
ask
honest.
Adam. I'm super private. Like, I don't think I want to blow up whatsoever.
I feel like you really, I know you say you don't want to, but I feel like if that opportunity, like truthfully, like someone of like a Lyric or anybody that has like 20 plus thousand viewers, like an XQC kind of guy, he gives you 60,000 viewers. I feel like in that moment, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna seize this opportunity. I feel like
If it
not
can pay more than my full-time job and I can keep things about my life private, sure, maybe.
right.
But
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
I
saying.
share nothing. Like people know my first name in the state I live in, and I think that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was just curious about though, Justy, because like you're definitely not even remotely close to giving up, and I didn't get the
Oh, no.
vibe that you were giving up,
No.
because honestly, with something as saturated, as risky, as inconsistent as streaming can be, you almost have to take like not seriously like a realistic approach, but you have to do what you think is best for you at all points. Like
Oh, absolutely.
I am trying to go and stream as much as I can within the next handful of months and see how far we can truly get the community going, the Platinum Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, I'll have to weigh out my options, because there are so many different opportunities. People don't understand, like, streaming doesn't have to be your full-time gig.
Mm-hmm.
It seriously can be one of the best hobbies you ever have for the rest of your life.
Right.
It can be something, as long as you want it, it's going to be there. After this, like, 8 months of consistently streaming, I know for a fact if I put in at least 25 hours a week from the minute I get a full-time job, so I'm working like 65 hours
Mm-hmm.
technical work, but 25 of it is something I really enjoy doing, then like that's possible.
Exactly.
You can make that work, and that's like, and you can just keep upgrading your stream. You can make a bitchin' setup. Like it doesn't have to be something that supports you for your whole life. You can just keep upgrading and making it better for your viewers, and just only worry about that income being community oriented and bringing it back in terms of giveaways and
Mhm.
like gift cards, $19 Fortnite gift cards and shit like that. Seriously. But it's like, it's totally something that like I want to keep going as long as possible, and if the opportunity presented itself in a fashion of growing the Platinum Horizon to a few hundred, maybe even like 1,000 plus viewers in the
Mhm.
future, I'm gonna take that
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure, hand over fist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just like streaming is just like that's not it. It's like streaming is like the staple. So many things can come out of it. Like
Yeah.
I made DCG. You know, I
Oh,
never
I forgot to talk about
never
Dark Chronicle Gaming.
never.
Damn it.
Maybe you have me on again and we'll talk
Maybe,
about
yeah,
it.
we'll have to have you on again in the future. We'll
Yeah,
talk
and we'll
more
talk
about that.
it. But then, you know, like, and you know, we just recorded our 3rd episode of the Other Side of Things podcast yesterday,
Right.
and
Yeah.
dropped today. And you know, that I'm excited to see where that goes, because you know, we have 4 different communities coming into one, hearing just 4 guys like just talk about whatever.
Right.
You know?
Now, do you think it ultimately is better to try and grow different things that are like not completely different, but like somewhat different in each aspect, and then bringing them all together? Because I've had sort of the same mindset where like my stream is growing off of Call of Duty Zombies,
Mhm.
specifically Cold War. So we got a good Call of Duty foundation on Twitch, but my TikTok growth, I've only seen TikToks on my channel being successful when I'm doing Rocket League, and
Mhm.
literally Rocket League only.
You know, that's just
So
so difficult, because the algorithm for, you know, for TikTok, algorithm for Twitch, algorithm for YouTube are all polar opposites.
yes, that is
So
100%.
like
That is 100% too.
like trying to expand on TikTok is like super hard, and like you have to have comedy is a big thing on
Yes, yeah.
TikTok.
Comedy,
So
or like, or just something, I'm not gonna say different, but like something like, even if it's your appearance, like if you're handsome, so Frank, get your notebook ready, take some notes.
Oh shit.
like-
Okay.
But like if you're handsome, or like you're really like attractive person, and you're playing a game like Warzone. So like if you're a pretty girl and you do like hot mic takes where it's like you're saying sexual shit when you're getting downed and the proximity chat's working.
mhm.
I think I could get into that.
Or like you're a dude and like you just, the shit they say on the hot mics makes you laugh, or like you can
Right.
distort your mic in a certain way and make it funny.
And it's just like for TikTok, what I've noticed is like the only things that really blow up are if you do a trend correctly, or if it's something
Yes.
no one has ever seen before. Like example,
Yeah.
my best video on TikTok is that clip during my stream
Yeah.
where the megaton was invisible.
Okay. How many
So-
views did that get?
I think it got a little less than 1,000 views, but I got over 100 likes. My page is really small, so
That
like
was good. No, that's
yeah.
I think that's a successful TikTok right
Yeah.
there. If you have less than 1,000 views with over 100 likes, because my best analytic wise viewed video is like a 4,000 viewed Rocket League clip that had it's getting close to 300 likes.
Mhm.
So I thought that was fucking killer. The only one that I have seen, I had like a 7,300 view Among Us video that only got like 150 likes. So like
Mhm.
obviously it was getting there through the For You page, but it wasn't quite like piquing people's interest enough to like and follow
Mhm.
as much.
And it's just like with TikTok, like you don't get likes right away, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
I
I noticed
definitely
like it's
see
like
that.
it's usually like 45 minutes to an hour later people start actually seeing it.
I
and
yeah,
then,
I
like-
did notice that as well.
yeah,
I've
and there's
seen
usually
that.
2 waves. I don't know if you noticed that. There's usually 2 waves of it. So
Is it like
yeah,
is
you'll
it like
you have like
first
one
5
small-
hours?
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then like a day or so after, maybe.
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I
And then
felt
it's just
that
gone.
exactly.
Then it's just gone,
same.
and it's weird.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, I think as of recent, has been in terms of like your followers, actually, the people that are actually following you. If they watch it and they like it,
Mhm.
they'll be more inclined to throw it out to the For You page more. But like if your followers don't even sit for a second and watch it, then like it's not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
So you overall, do you not think it's a good idea? Because I've been thinking about that in my head, and I think of it in terms of like bringing it back to the stream. Everything for me is bringing it back to the stream, so that if we establish like a TikTok Rocket League community,
Mhm.
then obviously, you have to say like, especially if you're pushing for partner,
Mhm.
you may have to risk it and implement Rocket League into the stream, because you probably have like, I don't know, something outrageous, like let's say 20,000 TikTok followers that
Mhm.
know you for Rocket League.
I mean, I say just go for it. You know,
You say just go for it,
I mean,
see if it
it's
can work.
just like
Because I know
like
a
Twitch.
lot of
Like
people
try
are different.
yeah. Try different things. If one thing works out more than the other, obviously go that route.
Right.
I wish my Riley Reid video pulled more people.
Well, that was the thing though. You put Riley Reid into a new Apex Legends stream, or like, yeah, the game highlights from your stream, and I thought it worked really well. I thought you could have built on that.
Would you say it was a
Oh.
bold move?
No, I thought honestly, especially with YouTube like starting to get more strict, and the fact that you were able to get, the viewership that you did, I was like, damn, I thought you were gonna run with it. I really did. I really, really did.
I don't like uploading on YouTube enough.
Yeah, it's tough. Like
It is, yeah.
I hate editing for 10 hours or whatever, or really putting my heart and soul into a concept, writing it out, and then it just flopping like really bad. So that it's just getting over that hump too.
Adam,
But
if you want to, if you have an idea for like zombies, and you just like, if you want your personal YouTube to be like more like you, I would not mind putting on the DCG channel. If you just want it, if you want your, because that's what I'm doing. I'm putting like all my zombies content on there, and like I literally have like an Animal Crossing video in the works, like a funny moments, like that stuff.
Yeah, because my thing is you have to kind of, with YouTube especially, you have to really like hunker down on the three things you want for your channel. And honestly, the podcast I knew was number one. Like the way Frank and I are doing it, I want to try and grow our individual channels off of the podcast, and then eventually create the Platinum Code Podcast YouTube channel.
Get that G Fuel sponsorship.
And yeah, get that G Fuel Burger King sponsorship.
I'm gonna get my flavor.
Live Moss, basically. But
Taco Bell flavor.
But yeah, we were trying to do it that way. So like, I want to do podcasts. I would love to do OG zombie shit. And then, like I would love to become more of like a Rocket League personality. I think it'd be fun. Or like, making funny videos about progressing through Rocket League, or something about like a different game. Kind of just like, not like a Jev character, but like kind of the same style of a Jev, where like it's mostly just him living life, but playing Call of Duty, and he has like a really just connectable personality, and just like you're very understanding. So like it's an interesting field for sure.
Are you ready to close with our closing segment?
Yes, sir. So Justy, the thing that we do to finish off the podcast every single time is we talk about something and we figure out if it's cool or if it's uncool. So I know I'm going to put you on the spot. So one thing that I was going to ask right away is, like, I try to stay more on video games. Frank just does whatever.
I got a good one this week.
How do you feel about glitch exploits in video games?
They were cool in MW2.
What, you mean like God mode glitches?
Like God mode glitches and zombies. I'm thinking mostly like Fortnite.
Okay, uncool. Uncool.
So in Fortnite, I fucking loved it when Tfue would do that bullshit crouch peek, where it like you barely show up on the enemy screen, but you're just crouching back and forth. And I think this is right when Bloom came out. So he would just 75 plus head dink people and
that's
like
only
just destroy them.
That's only cool if you're watching it. If it happens to you, it's uncool.
Okay. And then like another one that I really thought was fucking hilarious was there was an edit exploit where you can edit a door in Fortnite, and you can like do the animation of opening it, but as you do it, you can shoot the person as you open the door.
Definitely uncool.
So definitely uncool.
Definitely uncool.
I think in terms of trolling, I like it, but if like you use it to try and become the best, or like you try and like, I don't know, win money off of it with the exploits, I think it's fucking uncool.
Well,
I don't like being trolled. I'll end stream if I get trolled.
Yeah, it was just like, I have this one guy coming to my stream and he's like, yeah, I just did the monkey bottom glitch, got that around 100, and I got dark ether, and I'm like, okay, you didn't do anything. Like,
yeah, I see that, but honestly, for dark ether, I can give it a little bit of leeway, because that shit, like, yes, it feels great grinding for it and actually unlocking it, but if you really don't give a shit, like you just want the camo, do God mode, get your stuff, and just move on with your day. I think it's not that bad.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm on the fence about it, because I did dark ether like the correct way.
Yeah.
So like, and I think the reason why like I was like so pressed about it, like people like glitching God mode just to do it, was because like I enjoyed doing it.
Okay.
Like it was actually really fun, like, training and spawn a die machine, and just actually like running them up and then getting like 30 headshots in a row to get those critical kills. I thought that was like the best thing. And like the people just sitting in the corner, and it's like, I was like, oh, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah. All right. So general consensus is it's
Uncool.
uncool if you're trying to like
Look cool.
benefit
Yes.
off of it. Okay.
I got one.
All right, let's
Okay.
hear it.
What is it? What is it?
Crying. Is crying cool?
Yes, just for you though.
you gotta be.
Oh fuck! I froze.
Oh,
I froze.
Oh no.
oh no.
I
I'm
think.
back now.
Okay, you're back now. Okay.
Okay.
So I think that crying is very frowned upon for guys because you know you
Well,
have
then
to
I'm
have,
not a guy.
you have to have that toxic masculinity, and you know you kind of like try to not put pressure on anyone else besides yourself, and then it finally just builds up to the point where like you have to let it out, dude.
Mhm.
Like you
Bro,
just you
I
can't-
cried yesterday.
you know, when I lost my little pupper, I bawled my eyes out. But
Me too. I lost my dog in October, so
yeah, I lost mine like 3 days before Christmas. So I was
Was
like,
that the last time you guys cried?
No.
thank you, Santa.
Justy, when's the last time you cried? You don't have to tell me why, but when.
to be honest, you guys gonna make fun of me.
I cried yesterday, Justy.
No. This was about a month ago. I watched Forrest Gump, and the scene when Jenny dies. I
Oh.
don't know why. It's always the waterworks. I don't know why.
I have such good memes about that movie that I can't say.
Okay, I get a little caught up when Forrest finds out that he has a son.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like because the way Tom Hanks does it, he's like he says like, is he smart? Because he's worried, and it just goes to show you like he knows that he's not like quite there, so he wants to know like, oh, did I bring this thing to my son? Like, did I bring this ailment to my son? And like that fucking gets me, dude. It
Yeah.
seriously does. Like
Mhm.
that. Well done, Tom Hanks. You fucking make me cry almost
Yeah.
every time.
I will
I
say, like,
cry every time.
I say if you cry to get your way, I don't like you. Like if
That
you like,
okay, I
yeah.
agree.
yeah,
I'm not gonna go into why I cried yesterday, but it wasn't for that reason.
yeah. Like I know some people who are legit. Like for example, like breaking up with someone.
Yeah.
Like if you break down and cry in front of them, it's like what you look even dumber now. Like
That's
yeah,
fair.
depending on like, especially depending on the reason too. Like if you cry after being called out for cheating on that person, like you look even
yeah.
you look even worse. Like that is just you.
That's done so well in movies, honestly.
Yeah, like you know you fucked up, and like that's the only emotion that you can say because now you can't enjoy. Like in that point too, it's almost like selfish because they're crying not even because they hurt you. It's because now they can't enjoy what they've been doing for however long. Now they just can't do it. And especially if that one person that they've been cheating on, like their significant other with, like even if they are able to be with them, they're just going to do the same shit to someone else.
Yeah, I never got that, man. If you guys have me on again, we have to talk about toxic exes. We've been going on for almost 2 hours.
It's
But
that I've only had one.
I don't have any.
Yeah, I've only had not toxic ex, but I've only had one girlfriend. Luckily, sometimes I feel like she puts up with me, but like, yeah, I haven't had really any toxic relationships like that.
Justy, I got my first girlfriend at 20.
Oh no way!
Pretty much same, man. Like 19, right out of high school. I didn't really have a relationship at all.
I was 13.
I was a loser.
Fuck, baller, not me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I was in like I've been in like 3 long-term relationships, but we're not gonna go into that right now.
Yeah, we'll have you on again.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to.
Absolutely, this is fun. I feel like we could talk forever.
Yes, yeah. That's why I wanted to test the works with a guest, and I felt like you were the good first guest. Sorry, Spencer, when we had you on here.
Wow.
We wanted to see how.
I love Spencer.
Dude, Spencer will be really good, but
more like original Justy.
Oh,
do you, Justy? I know that you've been talking, but do you have anything that you think is potentially cool or uncool?
I probably have like a bunch of things. Oh, walking on the wrong side of the sidewalk. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to picture it. So like,
do you mean when like people are walking to the left when they should be on the right?
Like I feel like driving rules apply when you're walking.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
Okay,
I
so-
agree. Yeah, fuck that. That's uncool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quick. You're a dickhead if you do that.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you're just
completely fucked.
setting me up to fail. Because then we're gonna come face to face with each other. Are you gonna go left? Or are you gonna go right? Now we
Yeah,
just
you
look
do
at-
that
You're
weird
gonna
shimmy
do
thing.
the shimmy.
That weird fucking shimmy. You're like, oh, where am I going? Where am I going?
Dude, I'm awkward. I'll just freeze.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, I
same.
got one more. It's Twitch related.
Okay,
Yeah, let's hear
cool.
it.
I'm down.
Sub counters on the channel.
Now,
Ooh, you have one, so speak.
Okay, so this is something I don't personally, not yet. I don't like putting a sub goal, and if I put a sub goal, I've tried it, and I was.
Oh wait,
like,
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Sub goals, not sub counters.
I don't fucking like it. Like I don't
Yeah.
like putting a sub goal, especially if I'm getting up there. Like, you know, if I ever got close to 1,000, I'm like at 875, and it's like, oh, let's get to 1,000. That is 125 subs you have to get to, Adam, before you get to 1,000 subs. You know how much money, even with being a Twitch affiliate, that much money 1,000 subs is. Like for me,
It's like you want your viewer to rob a bank for you.
yeah, it's like streamer, if you have $5, no, it's like it's I don't personally enjoy it, but I do have a sub count because I have noticed in the past, if you do tend to have a sub count in some regard, whether it's in your webcam like overlay, whether it's in your stream, literally certain people sometimes, not all the time. For me, this hasn't happened yet, but I've seen it with other streamers. They will ask, what do you do at sub goal, like when you reach the sub goal? And some people, you know, the big one I see is Jordy2D. I don't know. I haven't seen his stream in a little while. But one thing he's done, and I thought very well, is Pokemon cards. This motherfucker opens Pokemon cards every time he reaches a sub goal. And he starts off small too. Like, and obviously small. He's a big streamer. He gets like 1,000 viewers, you know, TikTok guy. And he starts off small. When the subs reset each month, he'll start off small. So like 10, he'll open a pack. Then 25, he'll open a pack. Then 50. And you'll just see the stream just get bigger and bigger and bigger with the sub count.
I feel like if you have a sub goal, you're like that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward is saying spare change and he's in a box.
That's just my problem. Like if you're doing Twitch for money, like unless it's your full-time job, like I just envy you, you know.
Yeah.
So it's more of like I wish I could do this without feeling
It's pretty much you're a jerk unless you've made it.
It's just more, it's just yeah, no, exactly. I'm just like
shit.
It's like especially like say like Adam was like, "Oh yeah, guys, let's try to get to 300 subscribers." It's like that,
Right.
That to me, like you're not there for your viewers. You're there for
Yeah, I
money,
will
you
never
know?
be that guy that's
Yeah.
like, yo, let's push to 300 subs today. Let's do whatever. No, like a lot of people that I've seen that have done it super well is like, listen, these are the goals. If we somehow reach them, I'll do this shit. But if not, I don't care. They're like, I play for this. And the one person was like, I don't do this for the money. And you know I don't, because I had a better job that paid me a lot more than what this is. Like, yeah, that sounds like shit. But like I had a job that paid me more. And you know that, like I told you the exact job, I told you this, that, what I lost because of COVID to start streaming here. So like I kind of like that. Like, listen, I have these goals. Yes, it'd be awesome if we reach these goals. But if we don't, it's not the end of the fucking world. And then it works, and it works sometimes.
Yeah, I just think it feels better. Like I never ask for subs, you know, and they're like, people like only time I'll mention like people subbing to me, like, oh, if you guys like, cause we got new emotes.
Yeah,
a couple
like
months ago.
you want to show that off. You want to showcase something, a part of the stream. You want to showcase the amenities.
Yeah, and it just feels a lot better when you're just sitting there, you're playing, vibing with the boys, and someone gives subs or someone subs for how many months in a row. Like those people, have a special place in my heart because they spend money on you. You must be doing something right if they're spending money on you.
100%. Not only does that help you as a streamer feel like you're doing something right, but I feel like the more someone does that and the more they are helping by that, like giving you the opportunity to upgrade the stream, more people want to interact with that stream, even if they're not like they're the person that's like, hey, I don't have money, I don't work, I'm literally 13, so like I don't have anything. Like it
Right.
makes them want to hop in on chat and be like, yo, listen, man, I really like your stream, but
Mhm.
I can't. And then, there goes, Sa gifting subs to people that just
Mhm.
follow the stream
Mhm.
because that's just the kind thing that she does. Like
Mhm.
it's just it makes people want to be more involved, and it gives you that sense of maybe I am doing something right with this. Maybe I need to keep going.
Right.
My sub alert makes
yeah.
me laugh so much.
Yeah, I saw yours the other day. Someone subbed you, and I was just like, "What the hell did I just look at?"
Oh, I love the Austin Powers one that I have because
you have a good one.
honestly, every time it goes off, that's just how I feel. I'm like, oh, someone like, man, I need to change my
Yeah.
pants now. Someone actually fucking is supporting the stream. Like,
Yeah.
especially with the Prime, dude. I was like, oh, like they're doing such a fantastic thing. They're using their one free amenity
Mhm.
of this organization and they're giving it to me. Like that is so fucking
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like, oh man,
You know
love
what? This was off topic, but like one of the reasons why I keep streaming is because I love my follow alert so much.
it.
It's just so good. Like,
Dude, me too. I changed mine once, and I was like, it's not right.
The
Right.
worst mistake you have made
Yeah.
ever,
Yep.
Frank.
It went right back.
Hey Ya is so good, but
Uh-huh.
I can't get rid of the Ric Flair, man. The Ric Flair, the only reason why I would ever get rid of Ric Flair is if like we got to that point of success where new people are following every minute.
Mhm.
Or
So it's
Ric
just
Flair
like,
copyrighted you.
dude, he probably
Could
could.
challenge
And
you to a wrestling match.
Yeah.
he's
I mean, I
nah,
feel like us being smaller, like we get away with it more,
I think even with Ninja doing like Fetty Wap, he did Fetty Wap for some donations. He's done
I think about rights to the song though.
did he buy rights?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Okay.
be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, but who knows? Maybe we'll be good. By that time, we probably get rid of all that shit, not even think about it.
You know what's weird though? Like, I watch my follower alert is from Community, which is one of my favorite shows. Whenever I watch that episode and that scene comes by, I just laugh so hard because I hear it all the time. Like I just hear Donald Glover screaming in my ears, like every single time.
I've heard that show is so good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's fantastic.
Check it out.
Oh man. All right. Frank, do you have any other ones? I unfortunately only have one for today.
No, I'm good to wrap. We're going on 2
I'm
hours
good.
almost.
Yeah, I'm good. This was a good episode.
Yeah, this was a really good one. So guys, be sure to like the video, comment, see what you want us to talk about next. I will be sure to put not only Frank's socials, my socials, but also Justy's socials, along with his gaming organization that we didn't have the time to talk about tonight, Dark Chronicle Gaming, a zombies organization. Be sure to check all of that stuff out in my description. Guys, you have anything else to wrap up with?
No, thanks for watching. Justy, you got anything to plug before we end?
No, just thanks for having me. Make sure you guys go follow Frank and Adam. They're fantastic streamers, fantastic people. So
of course, we love you, buddy, and we'll be looking forward to having you back in the future 100% when this thing is a little bit bigger, man. I would love to be able to showcase you a little bit further on when we have some more success.
Yeah, this is fun.
All right, let's get it. See you later, boys.
See you.